Welcome to another session online with NeverNude Coveralls. It's been a while. What are NeverNude Coveralls? NeverNude Coveralls are the coveralls you don't need to take off in the field to use the bathroom. So it's been a problem for years. You have to strip entirely naked to go pee.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable, not necessarily safe, and not necessarily something you prefer to do. So today with us, we have Natasha. So Natasha is a professional engineer. She is in the environmental discipline. She graduated from U of A with environmental engineering, and she got her master's in sustainability at U of Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
And she's worn NeverNude Coveralls, so that makes her an expert in the field. Welcome, Natasha.
And I've worn other kinds of coveralls that, and I have a lot of experience working in the field and being dissatisfied in general about the many barriers there are to just have a work day.
Yes.
To just have a work day out in the field. One that isn't encumbered by having to find a place to use the washroom or go all day long without using the washroom.
Do you know, there were points where I stopped drinking water.
Yep, definitely done
or
that.
coffee. I remember when guys would come onto specific sites, like foremen and things like that would come on with Tim Hortons for free. And, like when we were baby engineers, the free was important.
Yeah.
And I would say no to anything because I was like, no, I have to figure out where to go to the bathroom then.
Did you say that?
I did not. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, sir. Let's give you too much information about my life. No, instead I just looked kind of rude, being like, great, you're so glad you brought this stuff for team building. Also, no.
I just wouldn't drink water. And just the other month at like a women's group meeting at my place of employment, two other engineering techs said that they just don't drink water all day long.
Oh my goodness.
I think, two of them spoke out loud about just not going all day without water, just so that they don't have to try to scramble and find a way to use the bathroom.
Well, and it's something we don't talk about. I mean, one of the things that I noticed, and I worked at multiple places, especially for my co-ops, my internships. Yeah. So I've seen a lot of different tailgate safety sheets. And we talk about so many things that are important, like where the hospital is, the non-emergency line for the police, all sorts of things that you need to know on site. But we never talked about where to go to the bathroom.
I know.
And I feel like I get it. It's an emergency sheet that we're filling out, but also where's the line between emergency and what you actually need to do to function on a site?
Well, it's a hazard identification and preparation sheet.
Yeah.
Right. It's not, and you're not presented with the hazard until you got a problem that you have to solve all alone, and you're in the middle of a field, or you're in the middle of a forest, or you're in the middle of a road, or you're surrounded by cows, and you're like, I forgot about this again. And I drank a bit of water and I had a cup of coffee. So now I have this problem to solve. And I'm not going to write on my safety on the FLHA field level assessment sheet. I'm not going to write on there that the
no. And then I had to go to the bathroom.
So the hazards were, if I can think of the multiple situations, one of the most dangerous times I went to the bathroom, I never told you about this, but it was up in Swan Hills.
Yeah.
And I went into the forest. And then sometime later in the week, I found out that there had been bears spotted on the access road.
Oh my goodness. And there have been documented cases where bears have actually killed people on site after coming back from the bathroom.
Yeah, I totally had to go into the forest because I just couldn't, I wasn't comfortable going in front of the drillers.
No. And you're out there with two guys and you're like, excuse me, guys, just so you know, safety first. I'm going to go strip off all my clothes and go pee.
But the
Like,
next time, after I heard that there was bears, the program was still going on, and I did say, I'm going over there. I'm going to the washroom, and I pointed
okay.
behind my door. So
Yes.
I just went outside the door.
Yeah, I've done that. I've totally done that.
Safest.
I mean,
for that
I
situation.
definitely, like, I've worked on cut lines before where we are drilling on the cut line, and then I've gone into the woods beside the cut line to go pee. But I didn't tell the drillers. It's really noisy when a drill rig is going. I think that time I was doing hollow stem, and then I was doing coring. And if something had happened, there's no way they would have heard me scream. Like, there's nothing. Like, again, the worst kind of thing, but it's too noisy. So, anyways, that's one of the things that, yeah, we just don't talk about daily functions that would make us safe on site. So, I mean, not that NeverNude Coveralls solve this problem, because it still is something that we need to put on the radar to talk about, but it definitely is looking at the health implications of how many people do you know hold it and don't go to the bathroom because, or don't drink or do that, and what are the short-term and long-term implications of that? Like, that's something that we don't talk about, because
there's
it's
immediate short-term implications from holding it in. And I know for a fact that there's long-term implications from
especially if you would just do that for years on end, because you're not usually in the field for just a year. Like, it's how many years total do you think you've been out in the field?
Well, it'll be 4 years. I think it would be 4.5 years I spent in the field, and then 3 years had been largely office work.
Yeah. So
and then, like, there was a time there when I was pregnant and in the field.
Which, yeah, try and hold your pee then, right? Oh my goodness.
I didn't. I adapted.
Yes. No, that's fair. I mean, okay, let's get a little more lighthearted. What's the funniest place you've ever gone to the bathroom?
In front of the cows.
Really?
In front of the cows in a farmer's field, obviously. This is groundwater monitoring. So, and then I was just like, hey guys, just going to the washroom.
And they didn't care very much.
No, they weren't too curious about me, but they were really close.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've never, no, livestock, no. I think the funniest place I've definitely ducked behind a hay bale on a farmer's field, and that's not bad. I mean,
semi-private.
I'm small enough. I can remember vividly one time doing that, though, beside a highway in winter. And that was like, you strategically open the doors of the truck so you kind of block more of the wind. And it just, that's probably the silliest. But I mean, I've definitely, when I've been drilling close to cliff edges, again, there's this one where I was on a cut line and I went into the forest, but like, I didn't want to be surrounded by the forest on all sides. So I went to the edge of the cliffs, a view of the river. I don't know. It felt safer than just being surrounded by a forest. I don't know.
How is that safer?
I wasn't on the cliff. I wasn't on the cliff.
Okay.
Anyways, yes. So I mean, let's talk about the coveralls. So why are these coveralls good? What is the assistance? What do you think?
You're less exposed.
Yes.
You're less exposed. It's less of a hassle. It's so easy for men to go.
Oh yeah, there's even the double zipper at the front. Like,
it's so easy for men to go, but it's not easy for a woman to go.
Or conversely, I mean, men also have to go. Here, we're doing potty training at home. Number 2, they like, everybody has to sit down and poop, and like,
men also sit down when they go to pee.
That's true. Yeah,
some of them have been taught that way. And honestly, I've used coveralls sorry, in a large municipality. There's bathrooms everywhere.
Yes.
And it just makes life easier in general.
Yes.
And more comfortable.
Yeah.
To not have to take off layers and layers of stuff.
Well, and also there is, even when you do have a bathroom, like, just to preface, Natasha and I have had situations where there's no bathroom, like it's the forest or the field. But even when you do have a bathroom, if it's winter or spring or it's been raining, you don't want to drop your coveralls on the floor with your muddy boots, and you're trying to just manage everything to the best of your ability. Like, I remember the good old, like, tie the arms around your legs so they don't droop in the mud. And
yeah, that's what we all do. But actually, I've been on a lot of sites where there's porta potties and you just don't want to touch as little as you possibly can.
Oh yeah,
is the rule when you're on sites where there's porta potties being used by men.
Yeah.
Because but sometimes there's a porta potty that's specifically for females. Yeah. You know, and I've always appreciated that.
Yeah, they're a nice pink color.
So and they're cleaner.
They are cleaner. But I mean, they're still
the coveralls just take away a barrier. It would have been nice to have that when I was pregnant and in the field. Because then I wouldn't have that to just be completely exposed.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about the anxiety of having to strip down.
I hate it. Yeah. Am I hidden enough? Because no one wants to see a naked woman in the bush going pee.
Sorry. I don't want to know my coworkers that well either. Like, please, like, those are some private moments that don't need to be shared.
They're not private when you're working the field. There's satellite images now.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that. That's why trees are important. Hay bales don't work. The cows, you have to just kind of blend in with the field. Yeah, in your bright blue and yellow stripes. Yeah, never. No.
Oh my God, I wonder how much satellite images. Anyway,
coveralls. The zipper. Alteration is important.
The zipper alteration is important. It removes some of the many barriers that make doing the natural things that we do as we work in the field. Yeah. And we're speaking from an engineer perspective because we're both engineers. Field technicians, this season of their life never stops.
That's true. And I mean, talk about something you consider then as a field technician. Like, if this is going to be your life, your working life, how many women are out there wanting to strip down every day to go to the bathroom? Like, that is a literal barrier to having women in that workplace. And
with safety regulations always changing, the requirement to wear fire retardant coveralls is becoming more and more common too.
And they are important. Yeah. Like, they do serve a very important purpose, but that doesn't mean we can't add to the design to increase the dignity of the wearers. Like,
it does add dignity. It does.
It keeps dignity. Yeah. It gives you dignity when you realize that someone is out there taking care of your everyday functions. They actually care enough to make your life better.
Your coveralls will have sizing for people that are also pregnant, hey?
Oh, yes. So right now, I don't make the coveralls. We alter coveralls. Yeah. So if a coverall exists out there, we specialize in the fire retardant coverall. So blue, yellow stripes, but send me an email. I'm willing to do anything because as odd as it is, every time I get discouraged and I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, I put on a pair of coveralls and I remember the struggle of being out in the field, and it will change your life. So that's why we do it. That's why I keep pushing. If you wear covers, we're running out of time. Okay.
No, we're not running out of time. No. We have to talk about it at work. Like I mentioned, talking about it with the two field techs.
Yeah.
And that was the only time that we'd ever really talked about it at work. There's a conversation around what it's like to use the washroom
Yeah.
for women in the field, and how there's just so many barriers to making you feel safe and comfortable.
Yeah. No. And it's important. Okay. I guess we'll just have to have you back. Have you back. Like, this is a podcast.
Yeah.
No, well, thank you for coming online and reviewing the coveralls. I mean, your endorsement has been fantastic.
Yeah.
I appreciate your support.
Of course. Totally.
And yeah, come on again. Do potty talk with us. That's what I do online now for work. I talk about coveralls and using the washroom. But mom of 3, that's a hazard of the job now.
Mom of 2.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, thank you everybody who joined us for our chat, and feel free to email, text, call, whatever you need. NeverNude Coveralls. We want to get them to the people who need them, and everybody needs them. Everybody needs them. Thank you, and bye-bye.